Hey everyone, I'm your fave nurse B. Thanks for coming back to my channel. This is actually part 2 to a video series that I'm doing with a YouTuber by the name of Karl. His channel is ENTP Life, so go check it out. In our first video, we talked about his career as an x-ray tech, give you all some tips on school, and then also we just basically started his origin story because he has a home health agency that's revenuing $12 million a year. And then also he is a real estate investor. So go check out his channel. But in this video, we're going to get the start of his home health agency. And it's really, really inspirational. So continue to watch and also go check out part 1. I will have it in the description box. And put any questions that you have for Karl in the comment section. All right, you all. Thanks for watching. Okay, so I'm really excited to know, how did you get this home health agency to where it's at right now? I know you said you actually started prior to becoming an x-ray tech. Like, how did that even come about with you being in school? Like, how did it even get there?
Okay, so it really started when I was about 14. So my mom was working, she's always been a nurse, and she had a per diem job where she would do nursing visits. And she found out like what the reimbursement rates were for for the agency, and she was like, "Wait a second, I think I need to start one." And so we started working on the home healthcare license first, actually. And my mom didn't know how to really use a computer, so I was the one that was responsible for typing up all the policy and procedures, and that turned into like managing QuickBooks. And this is at 14 years old, so I had a lot of access to, I guess, the administrative side of things early on, out of just helping mom out. So when I went to college, I saw that there were a lot of nursing homes in the area and a lot of elderly people. And I was like, well, we should expand here. And she was like, well, why don't you? So I was like, okay, I'll take you up on that. And then I started pursuing contracts first with nursing homes. Now, in between all of that, like in New York, if you're a staffing firm, there's no license. So after entertaining some of these offers for the license, I just thought, well, if people are willing to pay $200,000 just for the license, it must mean that this is really worth it, right? Like, we should probably look into capitalizing on this license. And at the same time, we had the change in economic status, right? So it was harder to, like, we needed a lot of line of credits to manage our staffing agency because we were getting paid every 30, 60, sometimes even 90 days. So when the economic crisis hit, a lot of the banks were pulling back on advances on your receivables. So we had to think about it like, well, we have X amount of dollars. Maybe it's time that we look at actually opening this home healthcare agency. So from 2010 to 2019, we now provide over 500,000 hours of services a year, covering New York City, Long Island, and some of the counties that are just north of New York City. And we're doing about $225,000 a week in billing, and employ just under 400 employees here in New York. I have an office in Venezuela where we have 7 employees. They kind of function as a call center for support. I have 2 employees in Colombia. That's just to provide some redundancy in South America for like power and internet issues that occur in Venezuela. And then I have a development team for our IT infrastructure in India and in London. So we've now grown our operation to be, a 400-person operation, led by me, which is kind of crazy. When I talk about it, it's kind of funny because it's like, it's just funny to me because you don't think that it would kind of snowball into that. And we're in the world of home care agencies, we're relatively small. There's companies that are national, 20,000, 30,000 employees. So
Wait, hold on, wait. Just from home health?
Just from home health?
Are you serious? No, like
I'm dead serious.
I didn't even know that was the case at all.
Yeah, think about it, right? Like the baby boomer generation, they're the largest in numbers in America, and they're all hitting their retirement years. So that hypertension, diabetes, knee replacements, uh, partial paralysis due to strokes, just chronic illness in general. It's cheaper to keep them at home in the community than it is in a nursing facility. It's cheaper to keep them at home with home health care than them getting readmitted to the ER every week for whatever it is that comes up. So it's a way for the government to kind of hedge the expense of this aging population. So you're actually going to see the home healthcare industry grow quite a bit over the next 20 years. And our goal is to expand into different territories, scale up, and continuously, realistically sell our company. I'm not looking to go public or anything like that, but I am definitely looking to get involved in the flipping of healthcare agencies. We have some really amazing software that we developed for both practice management. The practice management solution is called On Time. We built that from scratch, really to make it more efficient for us to service our clients. It automates your billing, automates your payroll, allows you to handle your scheduling. It's a really all-in-one software solution. And then we also generated some lead generation software, which really helps agencies grow and also helps hospitals streamline their discharge processes. So it's really evolved into something else. Now, the cool thing about all of this is by working, my experience, like I said, goes back to 14 years old. So I've been doing this I'm 30, almost 37 now. So I've been doing this for more than half my life in some capacity. But by being in the hospital environment as an x-ray tech, I got to see kind of where all the pain points were in the industry. I got to also see how, a company that's bigger than mine is structured, right? How are they organized? Who are the role players? And using that experience to kind of copycat in my company. How are they going about hiring people? Changing my interviewing process based on how I was interviewing, changing my recruitment strategy based on how our human resource department in the hospital was recruiting staff. So, I think if you have a clear plan and your eyes are open, pursuing a career in healthcare is really, really opens the doors for a lot. Look at my mom, for example, right? So my mom was a visiting nurse as a per diem, and that put the seed in her head to do the same thing. Like, hey, you know what? I would make a little extra money if I just ran my own shop. And then her little, computer nerd son helped carry the torch just a little further. So, if it wasn't for being in these professions, my parents are both from Haiti, right? They came here as immigrants, went to college here, pursued their degrees here. And, for them to be transplants here, trying to figure it out and make the life that they have for themselves and kind of put out some pretty good kids is impressive to me. And I attribute it all to these entry-level positions in healthcare. They pay you good enough so that you're able to live a quality life, buy a home, get your healthcare covered. And, I really think it's a good starting point. And if people have dreams of going further, I would say it's definitely the starting point. I recommend it to every youngsters graduating from high school. I tell them, you know what, go to a 2-year go to a 2-year program, and if you like it, then go to college, right? Like, how cool is it to be 20 years old making $60,000 a year? There's not many 20-year-olds who are out there doing that. And now you have choices. What do I really want to study? How do I really want to spend my time? You work 3 12-hour shifts as a nurse, or 3 13s, you're full time. Now you work 3 days, you got 4 days off to do whatever it is that you like. Work on your passion project, work on your business, take care of your family. There's not many careers that afford you the flexibility that healthcare does, as well as the income.
Yeah. I'm just taking all this in. This is a lot of information. I had no idea.
What are your goals with your career? You said that you want to achieve financial independence, you don't want to be working all the time. But what, like, if you could say this is the storybook ending for you, what does that mean?
Well, I definitely want to expand my brand outside of YouTube because influencers is like the biggest thing nowadays. So I definitely want to do that. But I want to probably open up training for CNAs, and then at some point I might open a school, like a nursing school. I might do that at some point. I don't really know. I just want to just see where I go with it. But I definitely want to have my hand in like a few different areas. Like I don't want to just take one career path. I want to have a few different streams of income. Kind of like you just all over the place. And I think that's really, really inspiring.
We had a nurse aid training program as well. I would say it's harder to scale that up to a massive size. If it's a passion project for you, then do it. But if you're looking for it to make you tons of money, it's hard because you can only train so many people at one time, right, in a classroom. And then you have to get your space first.
But I actually wanted to do it as like a program in high schools. So you know how some high schools, like tech schools, they train CNAs. So I wanted it to be part of like an after school program or like a summer program in high schools, and it'll be all high schools in my area, and then maybe even expand it beyond that. But I think since it's in a school, I might have to kind of go like government like route as far as like grants and like that type of thing. I don't know for sure, but I didn't want to have my own facility. I wanted to just be able to go there, teach the kids, and keep it pushing. Yeah, and they're at school, so they just spend maybe 2 hours after school or whatever, or a few weeks out of the summer, because most CNA programs are like, 12 weeks. So, and that's the way that they'll do it. Because it's already high schools that do that, but it's only one in my area that does it, because it's a tech school. So I don't know. I don't know if you could scale that up either, but I feel like at least I wouldn't have to get like an actual building.
So with the training programs, the only thing that is kind of hairy with that is hard to scale, and also the initial investment is pretty expensive. Like, I started my home healthcare agency. We had a tiny office that was $900 a month. That was this office was 12 by 10. So 120 square feet, and that was it. So, and then like, since all the workers are working in the field, we could kind of build that up. But, and that's not to discourage you from your goals. That's not what I want to do. I would say, whatever it is, go for it. I just wanted to kind of say that that's one of the hangups that I see. And since I've been there, I just wanted to give that feedback.
Oh yeah, definitely. I appreciate it. So do you think with that you all are somewhat of an anomaly because you all kind of got in before things got kind of competitive, like more competitive in your area or in general? Because I see home health agencies all over the place where I'm at, just in St. Louis, Missouri. So do you feel like you all kind of had an advantage, or there's still potential for other people?
Let me tell you something. I believe that we had an advantage then, but we didn't capitalize on it. And right now, with my experience, if I go into Missouri, I guarantee you within 2 years I could scale up to 1,000 patients at this point. So it's just because I now have some industry experience, some knowledge. How would I put together a team meant for growth? So early positioning doesn't matter. I think it's the mindset and the experience of the operator. Because a lot of the home healthcare agencies are owner operated, and it's like a nurse who starts it out, and it's like, all right, I'm happy to be running my own shop and making more money than my salary would be at a hospital, right? And it's like, I got the freedom, I'm making a little more money, it's my own business. They can't really compete with the more organized companies, and they don't have the experience to really compete with that. You have other people who are coming out of publicly traded companies, and if they were starting their own agency, their mindset's going to be different. We started with $50,000, right? And that was like $50,000 that we were transitioning from the original company. So if I were starting now, I'd probably start out with raising $2 million right out the gate. and that would allow us to grow a lot faster than me starting with 50,000. So it's like, it's a completely different mindset, which is needed to kind of take it to another level. Early positioning, like I think if you're looking at it from like YouTube presence, for instance, right? Like, oh, if I was on YouTube back in 07, wow, I would have grown with the platform, right? And I guess you could kind of say that if you put yourself out there in that way, right? Like there's people who started their YouTube channels in 07, 08 and never really did much with it, and they're not at 1 million subscribers. It takes the work, right? So I would say it's just your strategy is going to make the biggest difference. I definitely, you know what, I need to go out to St. Louis and check out what's going on. You know, really, man, like on just a real estate development front. And I know the pace, like New York City is a different animal compared to other cities in the country. Like I know the pace is just different, and yeah, it would probably offer some pretty good opportunities out there. So I'd definitely like to check it out and see what's going on.
Yeah, they say Missouri, well, St. Louis in general is a really, really good place for small business. Well, you not think it's small, but it's a really good place for businesses as far as getting things done pretty fast. And it's a lot of land. It's a lot of, I mean, it's like a small, big city. I don't really know how to explain it.
I've never been, actually. So I'll probably go out there sometime soon and check it out. Because you said that you were interested in real estate too. So I kind of want to see what that landscape is.
Yes, that's why after watching I was kind of already like talking about us, like we should get a property. He's like, yeah, it's gonna be too much. I don't want to be a landlord. Da, 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 da. I'm like, you gotta think big. And I watched your channel. I was like, yeah, we're doing this. Like somehow, some way,
do it.
It's happening.
And it's not that difficult. I guarantee you, nursing school was harder than being a landlord. For sure.
Probably.
Always willing to share what I know. Yeah, it's really what I love doing. I like to see people, realize their dreams and make money doing it.
Yeah, you think big, and that's really good. I think like what you were saying, like as far as like a nurse just starting off, they're just happy to be where they're at. But it's just like you said, you just come in like really thinking big and actually thinking like, okay, how can this be a real like business? Then it's like it'll take you anywhere. But you got to get that capital to start off with. Gosh.
Yeah,
okay.
All that is teachable.
What'd you say?
So all of that is teachable, believe it or not.
Oh, well, yeah. Okay, well, Karl, thank you so much for coming onto the channel. You've given us a lot of information. So if you all want to know more about home health or about real estate, definitely go check out his channel. Put any questions that you have in the comments section. And Karl, did you want to say anything in closing?
Thanks for having me. I know this is a little bit of a long one, but it's something that I believe in. I really, when I set out to do my channel, it was to show people exactly how I kind of move through life, because I get asked that all the time, like, how do you do all this, and what advice do you have for me? So I wanted to kind of centralize all that so people had one place to go and stop asking me directly, I guess.
Right.
So yeah, just go to my channel, check it out, and you'll figure it out. But yeah, I really, that's a passion of mine, is to teach people and to really show them that there is a pathway for them to achieve their dreams, and there's a pathway for them to achieve their dreams and make a ton of money. And that's what we try to teach. So if anybody has like kind of questions and they're looking to repeat anything that I've done, whether it's staffing firm, things in IT, just getting started out, investing in real estate, forming your own entity, or even if you want to go somewhere else, I'm sure I could advise you in a broad range of things. So I'm totally open to more questions, totally open to coming back and addressing some of those questions, and whatever I could do to help.
That's awesome. I really, really appreciate you. You got me thinking about some things. So go check out his channel, ENTP Life. And that's actually his personality type. That's why I asked you all a few weeks ago what your personality type was. So go check out his channel, especially if that's your personality type. All right, you all. Thanks for watching. Peace.